Well, Almaden Valley, the spring selling season is here and we're hitting new record levels. Take a look at the data with me. Stay tuned. Hi, I'm Theresa Wellman with homeownerexperience.com, your local San Jose, California realtor with homeownerexperience.com and Coldwell Banker Realty. Today I'm out in front of my latest listing because the spring selling season in Almaden has really started, but inventory is still really low and the sales demand is super high. Let's look at the data. Well, the prices bounced around a little bit. If you look, the median price is actually down 8% and up 6% year over year. So we typically see bouncing prices in Almaden. If you look at the chart, we'll look at that next. And so that's not unexpected. The year over year up is really great news for 6%. Now, the really interesting thing that we're noticing is that the number of closed sales was up 100%. And I'll show you the pending numbers. They're also really up. Year over year, they were slightly down, but it's really just one unit. So I'm not super worried about that. Quarter one of 2021, properties in contract was up 15% from the Almaden average for the first quarter. So that's pretty significant. That extra demand combined with the very low inventory is really driving today's market. So here's a little perspective of the chart. Prices are at record levels, even though they did drop a little bit this past month. And that's because a lot more sales, almost or twice as many sales happened. So the numbers just worked out a little bit differently. That previous month, a lot of higher end homes had sold. And then in March, we had a lot of closings over in Sunrise, Almaden area, which is a little bit lower price point. So look at these pending sales, though. This dotted blue line has really increased last month, and it continues to increase to really high trajectory levels that we typically don't see until at least the summer, and we're seeing it here in March already. And look at this inventory. This inventory is winter inventory still. If you look back at all of this history, we only barely touched this in winter in 2017, 2018, and here we've been there since October. Ouch, that's really feeling this market. So our days of inventory is still very low at 19 days of supply. The inventory is extremely low, as I just showed you. Again, low supply. Pending sales are very strong. That's a demand factor. And the percent of inventory in contract has increased. That is up to 75% of the homes available for in Almaden Valley are currently in contract. That's up from 73% last month. I mean, we're near record levels here. Again, showing very strong demand. The percent of sales price to list price is up 112%. That is a record. When I go all the way back to 2015 records that I have on these data, that is a record number. We've never seen that much overbidding in Almaden Valley, especially significant as the prices continue to increase. So as mentioned again, here is that record low inventory, the really high pending sales, and we're still getting very busy, constant showings. Not uncommon to have 8, 10, 12, 15 showings a day. And it is also turning out to be 5 plus 10 maybe offers. As more inventory comes on, obviously that's going to change, and that's going to be one of those leading indicators actually of how things will settle out. But pending sales are strong, prices are still really strong. So next, if you want to know more about the buyer's market versus seller's market and the factors that go into it and how to tell the difference, watch my video about that. Or if you're looking to buy, make sure you prep and start with my home buying checklist video. Thanks for watching. Feel free to comment below with any questions or clarifications.